All right. I'm so excited.
Hey, real quick, how does everyone like our new background?
If you're listening on your podcast app, you can't see.
Yeah.
But if you're watching us on YouTube, you can.
Yeah.
That was kind of Captain Obvious, but oh well.
Hey guys, YouTube, or hey podcast listeners, how does our new background sound? Yeah, just a little visual pop. Wanted to kind of make it a little more nice.
Yeah. We did it just for you. Kind of. Really for me.
Yeah, the
Because I
aesthetic,
love it.
the aesthetic queen over here.
I love it. Anyways, we're going to jump into the episode. Oh, goodness. We're off to a fantastic start.
Yeah.
Hey there, and welcome to Marriage Talks, a real, authentic, and relatable podcast about how to thrive in your marriage. I'm Elizabeth Ann.
And I'm Michael.
And today's episode, I am so pumped.
This is going to be good.
This is going to be a good one because we are talking about another Fave 5 and comfort food. Comfort food.
Yeah.
So excited.
This is one you definitely have opinions about. As we go through our 5 comfort foods, you're going to either be like, yeah, or like, no. People are really strong about their foods, you know?
Yes, I'm sure you'll have some strong opinions about some of mine.
I will?
I'm sure you will.
I was going to, well, I can see it.
No, this is something different.
Okay.
But I do want to say, before we jump into today's episode is brought to you by the Marriage Talks Patreon page. And if you decide to become a member of that community, you gain access to exclusive content that you can't find anywhere else. Plus, you also help Marriage Talks in our mission to help other married couples thrive. So we will leave links in the show notes for that. And we would love it if you would check it out.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Episode 45. It is crazy to believe we're on episode 45. Yeah. 45 weeks, uninterrupted content. We hope you guys have been enjoying it.
Yes.
We love seeing our numbers grow and getting the feedback and just love on Instagram and social.
And if
we do this for you guys.
Yeah, if you're listening, please let us know because we love to chat with you. We love to connect. If you have any questions, by all means, please contact us. And we obviously will leave a link to where you can direct contact us in the show notes. But we really, really love hearing from you guys. It means the world to us, seriously.
Yep. And in case you've never listened to a Fave 5 before, just a little precursor to one before we get on our list. It seems a little bit off content, but it's, again, just a cool, fun conversation. You get to know us a little bit, your hosts, and I like to kind of generate commentary and stuff like that. So I want to know, what do you think of my list? What do you think of Elizabeth's list? And what would you make for your own list? And it also is a great excuse to generate a fun conversation between you and your spouse.
Yes.
So that's why we started doing this. And it's just super fun to make lists, you know?
Because, I mean, how many times do you find yourself on a date night where you're sitting across the table or like next to your spouse on the couch and you're like, what do we talk about? What? Like you don't connect. You don't know what to do or what to say. And so communication takes practice. And these Fave 5 episodes are just a really easy way to talk about something that is seemingly meaningless, but can really spark some great conversation. So this is why we do it, not only to help us, because let me tell you, there's been a time or two where we go on a date and I'm like, what do we talk about? Sometimes I'm like, this is kind of awkward. I don't know what to talk about.
Yeah.
But this is really a great topic. Like, hey, babe, next date night, let's talk about our Fave 5, fill in the blank. And so this just is a great conversation starter and to help you connect. So that's why we do it.
Yeah. Comfort foods is going to be specifically very fun because, I grew up in the South. And so comfort foods is like what our entire culture is built on. Grease, butter, fry everything. There is a lot of fried stuff on my list and on my favorable mentions. What is it? Honorable mentions?
Honorable mentions. Yeah. Yes.
They're very honorable.
Yes. But you're going to start this time because I went first last time.
Oh, all right. So for you YouTube people, I'm looking at my phone because I don't remember what I chose. It was a couple nights ago. All right. So honorable mentions real quick. Cheese and crackers. No, wait. Whoops. That made the list. Sorry.
Oh, no.
Shepherd's pie, macaroni and cheese, spaghetti and meatballs, and meatloaf. Baby! Yeah!
Oh.
I love hearing that. Just just saying them makes me want to stop the podcast and go eat something really unhealthy. I usually, when I go through and pick my fave 5, I'll cross them off, but I forgot to do it, so I was about to reveal every single thing.
I will say mine is a little more, not incredibly, but a little more diversified.
That's not surprising to anyone who knows you.
Yeah. Well, I lived in the South for a long period of time, but I also lived up in Jersey and got to experience a lot of different things. But even when I lived in the South, like when I was young, we had, and we still do have family friends who are Malaysian, and they were in Columbia, South Carolina for school. And that's how we met them, because they went to school with my dad, and they would cook us meals and everything like that. And they went back to Malaysia, but they're family friends, and so we have experience with different relationships like that. But
yeah, and you had the pleasure of living close to New York City for a couple of years. And talk about a melting pot of all cultures. You got Turkish food, Indian food, Malaysian food, real Italian food.
If you can go to an authentic Turkish restaurant, please do, because I cannot relate it to another type of food. I can't say it's like this or like that. It's just good. It is delicious.
I've never had it.
I one of the appetizers was yogurt soup.
That's weird.
It's very strange. Like I would never choose yogurt soup, and we had it, and it was dang delicious.
You ever go to Turkish food and get turkey?
No.
Okay.
Their coffee is great though. It is strong. Like your cup is like a few ounces and that's it.
It's probably a lot of espresso.
And there's grounds in the bottom. That's the way they make it. Well, this is the way they made it at the restaurant in New York City at this Turkish place I went to. But anyways, I digress. All right, my honorable mentions.
Yeah, but real quick though, talking about food is so easy. Am I right?
Oh my goodness.
It's like the easiest thing to talk about. So this should be fun.
Good. Okay, so my honorable mentions are Chinese food. I really enjoy Chinese food. Anytime we get it now, it's not like super authentic. It's kind of Americanized. But General Tso's, I love egg drop soup. And I've had my Malaysian friends that I was talking about, they made egg drop soup for us. Oh, that's so good. I do love a good Chipotle bowl. I actually had that.
You can do a story for every honorable mention.
I had a Chipotle bowl, I think 2 out of the 3 kids when I was in the hospital. I think I had somebody go run and get me Chipotle.
Yeah, it's right next to the hospital.
I think so. And then my last honorable mention is Cobb salad. I love.
Oh, that didn't make top 5. Yeah, you love a Cobb salad.
Cobb salad.
Yeah, me too. Never really had them much until like a couple of years ago, and then you make them huge. First of all, like you talk about a salad that will fill you up. Awesome.
So good. Love a good Cobb salad. So yeah, those are my honorable mentions.
Yeah, nice, cool. All right, so I'm going to hit you guys up with the real list.
Yes, and if this is your first time listening, we start 5, then we go 5. Michael does 5, I do 5, and then 4, and then 4,
count
and then count down to our favorite one.
You can't be giving away the first most favorite one
right
away, because then everybody would just turn it
off. That
on.
is crazy talk.
Yeah. All right, so here we go. Number 5 for me, smashed taters.
Ah, yes. Wow, I'm surprised it's not higher on your list.
Well,
if you could put it in an IV, you would have it.
You won't be surprised when you hear the other 4. You'll be like, yep. And also when I get done with my list, you'll wonder if you haven't met me before, like, is this guy like 450 pounds? Because I like a lot of greasy stuff.
We tend to like a lot of carbs. Now we try not to eat.
Who doesn't?
Like we talk about carbs, but we try not to eat as many carbs. Which it's a balance. It's all balance.
Yeah, they just gotta stay active. But yeah, mashed potatoes. Ever since I was a kid, doesn't matter if it was like instant or like actual potatoes. When I was a kid, I couldn't tell the difference probably. But it's my very favorite thing at Thanksgiving. I'll probably eat half my weight in mashed potatoes. Of course, it's gotta have brown gravy.
Story.
You gotta have the gravy on there too.
You do.
I save room for extra.
I like to now. I usually don't make a lot of mashed potatoes, but when I make them for Thanksgiving, I do have cream cheese, milk, butter, sour cream, and garlic and herb goat cheese in it. And that sounds like a heart attack, and it practically is, but it's like a once a year decadent thing. So I'm not surprised it made it on the list.
Yeah. All right, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is chicken and rice with yellow sauce from Anoka Express. Sadly, Anoka Express no longer is, well, at least the one we went to in college is no longer open. But we used to go, like, you know, the square styrofoam to-go containers. They would pack it full. And you could get 3 sauces. And I would ask for 3 yellow sauces because they would give you like 2 yellow and then like a soy sauce or something. Or a duck sauce or I don't know, something. Anyways, I would always ask for the 3 yellow sauces. It was like $5.
And maybe that's why they went out of business, because they give way too much food for that.
Yeah, but there's like a constant revolving door of people. It was great. It was so good. So we would go, when we were dating, we would go maybe a couple times a month and get like a $5-6 meal and make it last. I would make it last for 3 meals because, you know, broke college student, you have to make things last. But I just have so many fond memories, and it is delicious. If I can ever figure out the recipe for the yellow sauce, we'd be in trouble.
We've gotten close before, but there's a certain secret something to it. Maybe it was just the aura of Athens. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
But I will say about Anoka Express, for those of you who've been there in Athens, what's up, Athens people? It tastes way better after midnight.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So,
yes.
Something weird about that, but I swear it was better.
So I'm not going to share why. So we're moving on to your number 4.
All right, number 4. We have, on my phone, I just wrote it, I forgot to put a space in, a Cuban sandwich.
Ah.
Or, as most people know it, a Cuban sandwich. I don't know when I discovered Cubans, but if there's a Cuban on your menu, I'm going to get it. And she gives me a hard time, like, whenever we go places, you always get the same thing. If there's a burger, you get the burger. If there's a Cuban, you get the Cuban. It's like,
there's a barbecue pizza, he's going to get the barbecue pizza.
Yeah, and then if you have burgers, barbecue pizza, and a Cuban, I'm super confused. I go for the Cubans. It is just good. Flatbread, or like, you know, panini style.
I feel like you have to add the word sandwich after Cubans.
Oh, yeah.
It just doesn't sound right. We apologize.
Sounds like cannibalism if you say,
we
I
apologize.
Love to eat. Yeah.
He's talking about a sandwich, and that's just what they call it. He's not going after Cuban people. He's going after Cuban sandwich.
I figure most people just assume that, but I suppose we should do the disclaimer. Yeah, Cuban sandwiches are great. I love pickles, so the pickle just kicks it off for me. Oh, I thought you were going to say something else.
Yeah, Cuban. Yeah. Well, I could just imagine like a warm pickle, and then the mustard and the meat and just like a really good, warm, crunchy sandwich.
Yeah, the best one I've had so far, a little shout out to a restaurant in Port Canaveral, Florida called Rising Tide. And it is seriously the best Cuban I've ever had. Cuban sandwich. I'm very curious to see where your list is going to go.
All right, my number 4 is corned beef and cabbage with potatoes.
Yikes.
This
is where we start diverting our list a lot.
I love corned beef and cabbage with potatoes. My mom makes it every St. Patty's Day, and it is just delicious. I mean, the corned beef is cooked to perfection, and the cabbage and the potatoes, and you take a little bit of each thing in every bite, and it just is, it is good, warm, comfort food.
You lost me at cabbage. I'm sorry. I've tried it, and
cabbage is good.
Cabbage sounds remarkably like garbage. It's the same.
Well, it's not. We have it growing in our garden, so you better start to like it.
We have cabbage out there?
Yes, I'm growing cabbage. It is growing.
Oh, it looks different when it's growing, I guess. I don't know. I rarely look at it because I hate it so much.
It's good. It's good.
Gotcha.
That's my number 4.
All right. Coming on down with the number 3 from me. I gave this one away for you eagle-eared listeners. I already read this one on accident because I forgot to cross stuff off. Cheese and crackers, baby. Doesn't matter what kind of cheese. Usually white cheese is my favorite. Like your cheddars and stuff like that.
Extra sharp cheddar.
Extra sharp cheddar by Cabbage is my number one. Or seriously sharp is the one we love.
So good.
Whenever it's BOGO, we're getting 6 of them. But
that's a true story.
We've recently decided to change this. Like as of 2 nights ago, maybe yesterday, we've been trying to. We are looking to change this habit, but when we're working on stuff for the podcast, scripting, editing, doing video, we usually have cheese and crackers with us. We eat a lot of cheese and crackers, and we're starting to notice like, maybe that's not the best idea. But
well, I know,
so good.
I know it's not the best idea. Well, I didn't come to this realization. I know it's not the best idea, but it is so good.
Yeah, it's comfort food. Like, that is the epitome of comfort for me. I love just doing my thing, reaching over, stacking the 2, chomping them, and going back 5 seconds later.
It's a miracle that we are not all bunged up.
For those of you who are unfamiliar with that term, Constipations. I've had diarrhea since Easter's.
Not a problem in this house.
Yeah.
Man.
Aldi, we used to kind of mix and match and kind of try to find the perfect cracker, but what's been like 2 years now?
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Aldi has pita crackers.
A sea salt pita cracker.
So cheap. We get,
probably
this sounds bad, we get 6 boxes at a time. Yeah.
Okay, judgment free zone.
Once a week, okay? It's not a big deal.
Judgment free zone. Don't at us. We're sharing our list of comfort foods, okay?
Yeah. All right, so we should definitely get off this before we start looking worse.
All right. All right, we're on number 3? Number 4?
3.
Number 3.
Yeah, corned beef was your 4.
Okay. My number 3 is chicken and dumplings with fried cornbread. I swear.
We're back on track.
I swear that I have the best chicken and dumpling recipe ever. I really, really do. It is. Oh my gosh. It's so good. It is delicious. There is just something about having some chicken and dumplings and then pairing it with a little bite of the crispy fried cornbread. Man, you have that meal and you put on steel magnolias, you have a night. You have a night.
I would say the fried cornbread is, I mean, that's probably the better of the two. As good as the first one is, the cornbread is dope.
Shut your mouth.
I'm just saying. By the way, it's I like how she's sneaking in like top 10 here. We got corned beef and cabbage. That's 2. You got chicken and dumpling. That's 2.
Okay,
plus fried
what about
cornbread. That's 3.
C&C. Cheese and crackers.
Oh, crap.
Okay.
All right, you got me.
Comfort food.
Hold on, let me check my future list.
Comfort food.
I'm good.
Round it out.
I'm good from here on out.
You have to round it out.
Gotta play it by my own rules.
Yeah. So that's my number 3, chicken and dumplings with fried cornbread. It is, oh my goodness, it's amazing. Now that is like a once a year treat. We truly do not.
Yeah.
We truly do not make that a lot because fried cornbread, fried food. If we had fried food all the time, you'd have to roll me out of this house.
Mm-hmm. Kids,
roll your way to childhood obesity.
We like
if you
Friends.
know what show that's...
oh, whoops.
You gave it away.
Edit.
It's from Friends. I did not make that up. So again, don't at me with that. It's not my line.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Narrowing down the last 2.
Yeah.
What do you think it is?
French fries?
It's not.
I don't know.
Pizza!
Really?
Yeah, you just said it. If there's a barbecue pizza, I will buy it.
I know. Can I just say, in my opinion, barbecue pizza is a monstrosity.
I disagree heavily.
This is why it's really hard for us to share food at a restaurant.
Yeah, which is kind of tough on the wallet a little bit, but the waiters love us because we spend like 30 plus bucks every time. Yeah, I love pizza. I actually had pizza for lunch today. That's how much I like it. Today I actually had a new pizza that my coworker Robert bought. Bacon and chicken. Super good. Thanks, Robert. That was awesome. I'm telling you. I told him, I was like, those are 2 of my favorite things, and I've never once thought to put that on a pizza. But I'm glad that he did because I enjoyed it.
And we're going to have an intervention here, so if you'd like to join me in having an intervention.
Yeah. Oh, real quick, I want to know, how do you feel about Hawaiian pizza? Pineapple on pizza. It's very polarizing, believe it or not. So, you YouTubers, comments below. My podcast listeners, hit us up on the Facebook group. I really want to know.
Facebook or Instagram.
Yeah.
The links are in the show notes. Let us know. Do you like Hawaiian pizza or pineapple on pizza?
Yeah. Is it a travesty or is it a majesty? Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's it for my number 2.
All right. My number 2 is broccoli and cheddar soup in a bread bowl. Yes.
Yes.
I think it was while I was pregnant with Jack, our 3rd, who is now 16, 17 months. I was taking a nap on the couch. It was in the middle of the afternoon. And legit, I kid you not, I wake up like immediately from my nap and I sit up and I'm like, I want broccoli and cheddar soup in a bread bowl. And Michael was so sweet. He's like, okay, where do I get it from? Where do I go? I was like, oh, I don't know. Because we don't have a Panera near us, which is a shame. but because they'd have a ton of my business. But he went to, I said, I don't know, maybe check
Publix?
Maybe check Publix,
Yeah.
because sometimes they have soups in-house that it's not the same all the time, but maybe they might have it. And praise the Lord, they did, and they had a bread bowl, and it was magical.
Yeah, and
So
before you think like, oh yeah, that's such a sweet thing for a husband to do, like I was honestly like, wait, that sounds great. Like I love it too. Like it was not fully selfless. It's like, yeah, I mean, I'd rather have that than like leftovers or something.
But yeah, no, I mean, I have a really good recipe for it, and I usually make it myself. Like 99.99% of the time, I make it myself, and I've made the bread bowls myself, which are just so delicious. But when you're super pregnant and you wake up from a nap, the last thing you want to do is get up and make bread bowls and broccoli and cheddar soup. So there you go. That is my number 2.
All right, the number 1 Fave 5 food for you guys
Hit us with it.
is, get it out already, French fries. You were close. I gotta give you credit.
Nice.
You almost had it. But this is my number 1, and there is, as much as I love everything else, this has to be number 1 because of the sheer number of times that I've had French fries in my life. Nothing comes close.
True story.
And I'm going to make a prediction. It's her number 1 too.
That's your prediction?
It's my prediction, yep. Because so many times, I promise you, why are we not super huge? It's like
because the Lord
10
is
o'clock.
good.
10 o'clock. Thank you for metabolism. Hopefully it'll last into our 30s. So many times it's been like, we're sitting down for a work night, working on the podcast or other things. Past 10 o'clock, man, I'm really feeling some Wendy's fries. You want to get some? Yeah, let's do it. So we'll get not a small fry, not a medium fry, not a kid's fry, a large fry. And I'm not talking about sharing one. I'm talking about getting one for each at 10.
You sound really bad.
Well,
I hope
we're all about that honesty on this
really hope our
podcast.
doctors are not listening to this because they're going to be like, we need to talk about your diet.
Yeah, well, I just got my blood tested like late last year, and cholesterol was a tiny bit high. So, yeah, Grant now he knows why. All right, so
All right.
I know what it is. French fries, baby. Do it.
We are so meant to be.
Yes, 2 peas in a pot. Is it?
My number 1 is French fries.
Yes. Don't do too loud. It's gonna hurt ears. Okay.
You can make it.
I'll do a sound effect.
Yes, French fries. There is just something so comforting about a French fry.
Yeah, you got
just
your...
hit in my mouth. I want to. And let me tell you, most of the time, I will not dip it. If it's a good French fry, I will argue that it does not need dip. You mask it with dip, you are masking its beauty. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. So good French fry does not need dip, in my opinion. And I just think French fries are so yummy. I just think if we all sat down and had a French fry or 2, it would solve the world's problem.
Maybe. Favorite French fry of all. Go.
Oh my gosh.
Let's go on the count of 3, okay?
I don't know.
Think about it. And we're going to cut out the boring part and go 1, 2. You got to think of it.
Nothing's coming to mind.
Then go with one of your favorites. Your very favorite. 1, 2, 3.
Checkers.
Chick-fil-A. Oh, man. I don't know. Checkers. Might be.
Ah!
Seasoned fries?
Checkers fries are good.
Chick-fil-A waffle fries are very much up there, too.
Those are good. I have had a few, though. Now, granted, I don't eat Checkers as much as I eat Chick-fil-A, so it's not quite a fair comparison, but I've never had a bad batch of French fries from Checkers, and I have at Chick-fil-A.
It is not my pleasure.
No, it's not. So, actually, the most recent time we went.
Was it bad?
A week ago. Yeah, it was not good.
Oh, man.
It's not good. But, I don't know. I think, Checkers fries or Chick-fil-A fries are up there.
Yeah.
And the great thing about Checkers fries, and I guess Chick-fil-A fries, you can get them in the frozen food section at our Publix, and we can have them at home, so. But,
good.
French fries are just so, so good. Let us know. I want to know who else likes French fries out there. So if you like French fries, click on our Instagram or Facebook, or if you're watching on YouTube, let us know in the comments. Just reach out to us. Let us know. Do you like French fries? And let us know what's your favorite kind of French fry, because I think that would spark an interesting discussion.
Yep.
But that's our Fave 5. Again, we do these Fave Fives to help with conversation, any regular old night or date night. It's really nice to have something prompted, something that you can either plan for or kind of have in your back pocket to talk about, because no matter how long you've been married, you do have those awkward silences where you're like, I don't know what to talk about. You kind of are at a loss for words. So,
and sometimes you spend so much time together, it's like you feel like you know everything. So
right.
It's like, well, I'm not going to ask because I kind of know everything. But, there's always something to talk about.
Always. And we're constantly changing. So that's a silly notion to think, well, I already know everything.
Yeah.
Like, I learned something new about you practically every week. So
nice. That's good to know. I'm very mysterious.
Do you learn new things about me?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, good. That's good. But yeah, so that is our Fave 5 for this round. And, if you're enjoying the show and you really like this episode, we would absolutely love it if you would share it with a friend. If you haven't left us a review on Apple Podcasts, we would love it if you would leave us a positive one. And, we are super, super grateful for you showing up every week to listen to us. It means the world to us. I wish there was another way to express that, because it kind of sounds old after a while.
You say it at the same time every time.
I know, but it truly, truly warms our hearts. And
That's
we just, if you listen, reach out. We would really love to connect with you.
Yeah, so until next week, we appreciate y'all, and we'll see you then.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Bye.